Are you recording?
Ah.
That's what happens.
Oh, okay. Ticklish. Tickle me Elmo.
My name's Kyle, and no.
Avery.
What the hell is
Avery,
this?
get on the couch. You have to be quiet.
Oh, nope. Did I mention that your beard smells fantastic?
Thank you.
All right. 3, 2. Okay.
Shit.
What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle.
My name's Corey.
Welcome to our show. It's been a minute. You don't know that because we keep putting videos out just because we record them like a bunch, and then we just chuck them at your face.
Well, then they get blocked, and so then we have to put up another one out of order.
Yeah.
Like Red Hot Chili Peppers is still blocked.
We finally did a
worldwide.
Chili Peppers song, a new one, which I'm...
You said you liked it.
No. That song's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of the new Chili Peppers. But apparently that's off of another new album because they just released one this year.
And there's probably shit, and they were like, gosh, we should probably do another album.
Yeah, and they're like, and it looks all trippy and like... I'm like, I'm going to get this one.
No, they blocked it worldwide, but we
Sure
did dispute
did.
it, and normally it'll release within 48 hours if they don't fight us on it.
So, like, it's funny because what we're going to watch here in a second, which I'll talk about, Flea was, like, the bass player that, for me anyways, got me into slap. And I think a lot of young bass players, I'm not young, but growing up, that was the one they went to, and they just branched on and learned about other different bass players. But this video...
My tablet died.
Oh,
Your tablet died?
Okay.
Okay, where are you going?
Going to my bed.
Going to your bedroom. Bye.
Bye, dude.
Bye, dude.
Dudes. So, Corey let me know that Bootsy Collins, Bootzilla,
It's Bootsy, baby.
it's Bootsy, baby, has released a new song. I mean, we were talking about Bootsy because he was not only featured as a host on Silk Sonic's album,
Right.
he coined the name Silk Sonic, which is pretty dope. But he has a new video out. It's featuring Fantaazma.
Fantaazma.
It's called Hip Hop Lollipop. I haven't seen the whole video. I watched the first few seconds of it, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely yes.
Bootsy's like 70 years old, just still.
He's old as shit.
It's like watching when we went and saw Earth, Wind, and Fire in concert, and all of those old fuckers up there just putting it down. I mean, putting it down. Still put on a great concert.
Hell yeah.
So Bootsy out there still doing good music.
So I'm excited to hear the whole thing, but like as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's funky as shit. Because I mean, Bootsy, he's most well known for playing with Parliament Funkadelic,
Yeah, George
and then he
Clinton.
did his own thing. Bootsy, like the was it the Rubber Band? I think something like that. Bootsy Rubber Band. Either that, or I'm thinking about freaking Yoko. Anyway, but I believe he also played with James Brown. Anywho.
And I think later on another episode, we're going to do the new Gorilla song, Cracker Island, which has got Thundercat.
Yeah, another amazing bass player.
Yeah.
But it's funny that I even talk about Fleas because the first experience with Flea, one of my neighbors in Plattsburgh, New York, gave me a video to watch, it was a Flea instruction. It's not really an instructional video because he didn't instruct anybody. He just shows you how to play his stuff. Mentions Bootsy when talking about an envelope filter, which is like a really cool thing. And Bootsy's well known for like the whole space bass and Mutron, Qtron stuff. So anyway, I'm excited.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the club. So I hear your name is Fantaazma.
Hey, your name is Fantaazma.
Wants to be a funketeer. Well, why don't you make your way to the stage? Toby, what's the password. Oh, with the bed. Oh, that's right. How you doing, buddy? How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Introducing Miss Hip-Hop Lollipop. Funkateers, let's funk with this.
Ready or not, here we come, and we gon' make your mother shake it, 'cause it's nothing but the funk in my hip bone, connected to my thigh bone. Got Funkateers, and it's a family like Slidestone. Is T with us? Yeah, lady with us. Yeah, so it's us. See that missus, blowing kisses to your listeners. Bootsy Baba, Sherman Stylist, Mr. Wooten, more diffusion. We box set the funk, call it music evolution. Change, strange, this, that, funk rap because it is the bomb. I gotta say.
Oh, you're all that I need, baby.
Foxy Cleopatra.
Yeah. It's just, the funny thing is she looks just like how Bootsy looked like in the 70s.
Let's throwback Bootsy.
How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much
Oh, but we shouldn't be talking over the video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one guy. Fuck that guy. Anyway. Unsubscribe, bitch. Badass too. Victor Wooten.
Oh, another great bass player. Four string?
Yeah. That's Odera Monarch Yin Yang bass. It's his signature bass. That's like my favorite bass player of all time right there. I had no idea he was in this video. You a dick.
How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. How much you got? How much you gon' get?
One of the nicest people in the world.
How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this.
And she can sing.
You got how much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. Oh, you're all that I need, baby. Well, should I, baby? How much you got? How much you gon' get? How much you gon' get? How much you got? How much you gon' get?
Number one funk tier.
How much you got? How much you gon' get? How much you got? How much you gon' get? Funkateers, let's funk with this. Bootzilla, Baba.
Bootzilla, baby. Man.
Well, there's still a lot left.
Let's see what happens. TheBootCave.com. Bootsy and Patty Collins.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's Patty Collins. Okay.
Featured artist,
It's
Fantaazma, aka Fantasmagoria. That's badass. My man. Get funky, Vic. Get funky, Vic. Because Bootsy's been on Vic stuff before. He's like, that's just
Yeah, it's just that.
yeah.
So-
It's funny. Ain't good enough that sugar, Chris, but get funky, Vic. I'm like, ooh, gives me the freaking chills. Anyway, go ahead.
So I think I appreciated. Okay, so one, I love the song because I was always a huge fan of Parliament Funkadelic and George Clinton. All the way back, the first time I actually saw them was in the movie PCU.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I got to
That
find
song
out.
Stomp.
Yes. And so I was like, I need to find out who this band is. And so didn't know that they had been around for so long, then learned a lot more about them. And I'm even more of a fan of their stuff that's not, not like Flashlight and
So my favorite is Mothership Connection.
Yeah.
Man. Well, you see, the reason I love Parliament so much, no, let me flip it. The reason I like the early '90s G-funk the gangster stuff, like
Yeah.
the Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Coolio.
It's because they were all sampling Parliament.
They were.
And I love that. And I love that. That's one of the reasons why I love that stuff so much.
So I wish that we would get more of this type of music.
Me too. This was amazing.
I liked Fantaazma, but I could do with or without her.
Oh yeah, same here.
Like, I think that she was a great addition. I think she's got an amazing voice. I think it was great to have her in there. She's funky and it fit perfect. But if she wasn't in there, it's still a great song.
Yeah.
I was reading a piece of beard hair in my mouth. I was reading through the comments and they had mentioned, because I hadn't watched the whole video either. They had mentioned that there was 2 great bass players. Some of the people, and I was like, who the other one is? So I didn't know that Victor was in it either. So you can't call me a dick. I didn't know.
I just figured you're going to
No,
surprise me.
I didn't know.
As soon as I saw, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Christmas.
Yeah, so Bootsy Collins, as soon as I saw that Bootsy Collins had a new, because of one Silk Sonic, we both just got the Silk Sonic album. Mine's sitting around here somewhere. Actually, the record's still up on the player right now. Side B. I was letting Liam listen to it.
Like if you ever want to watch a freaking amazing video, and I'd even say pull it up right now, we watch it together, is if you look,
An Evening with Silk Sonic, special edition.
dude, and you never replied to me, but that sleeve
is like a
it's freaking
suede.
like suede. It's freaking beautiful. Anyway, that's what you get when you order from the actual website. And the extra song, which is awesome. As it was called, Blast Off or something. I can't remember. Anyway, we should just pull it up and just throw it in there with it. But if you look up Bootsy's funk formula, is awesome. It's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You just pull it up right now.
No,
All right,
do that
fine.
later.
We'll do it later. Anyway, but it's so damn funky. It's just him just talking about like the funk formula, like how everything's on the one, baby. It's just so freaking good.
So how did you feel?
So I loved it, man. It's just
It was very reminiscent of his old stuff.
It's
Parliament
Bootsy.
Funkadelic. It was very like,
Yeah.
okay, this is music that they should continue to make, and get with new artists who want to do it. And I mean, honestly, there's a band that I want to do, and I cannot remember the name of it now. I think. Oh, hold on. So we actually have it in here.
excuse
We
me.
just. Oh, it's a band called Cannons. And the lead singer of Cannons has a phenomenal voice. And so get these unknown bands that are coming in here, put them up with somebody like Bootsy Collins and Victor Wooten, and just do a killer funk album.
we should also review Dirty Loops
Yeah.
because Hendrik Linder is a fucking monster on the bass. Anyway, there's nothing to dislike about it. It's Bootsy. It's classic Bootsy. It's awesome. It's funny though because I'm jamming out on that bass, and then when it shows Victor, I'm like, oh shit, Victor's playing the bass in this song. That's cool. So
That's cool.
I've seen Victor Wooten being he's the bass player from Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Bela Fleck being like the best, like the greatest banjo player ever. And it's funny because I was actually on a call last week, and somebody had said, oh yeah, Steve Martin, he's like the best banjo player. I'm like, he's great.
He's great.
But no, man, like Bela Fleck he's a god. It was funny because the first time I ever saw the Flecktones, one of the things that they would do, I know that I'm extending this shit out, but one of the things that they would do is they would have the audience, if they wanted to, write out notes, and then they give them to somebody, and they bring them back out to the Flecktones, and Bela would read it out loud. And he said one of the things is like, Bela is God, and he like laughs, and somebody in the audience goes, Victor's God. He's like, and that's the problem because Victor is just insane.
I mean, I have mad respect for anybody that can play banjo. For me, that's just like, I'm like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine throughout my entire childhood, his name is Blake Braswell, and his wife did like a little duet for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it, but it's called Gravel and Grace. And he would play banjo, and she would sing, and he would sing also.
Yeah.
But he's an amazing banjo player. And it just sounds so good when you have something that complements like a good voice or a good backup. But so yeah, I got mad respect for anybody. But
Well, it's funny because I'm I'm going to do it again. But speaking of Bela, because I've seen the Flecktones a bunch of times, and I've met Victor Wooten. I've met everybody in the Flecktones, like a bunch. I met them a ton. So they're all super, super nice. But for my birthday one year, my wife Leslie, I'm saying it to you guys. You know who my wife is.
I didn't know about this.
Got me tickets to see Bela Fleck, and it was his tour. It was basically a tour with all these African musicians, and what he did was he went down to Africa because a lot of people don't know this. The banjo is not an American instrument. It comes from Africa. And so he went to Africa and he found all these musicians that couldn't speak a lick of English, but they all communicated through music. And so he brought these musicians on tour, and they just went on tour. And it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life, to watch 5 or 6 people on stage that can't communicate. I mean, the musicians from Africa obviously can communicate, but like, he was proving a point, is that how music is one of those universal languages that everybody understands, and you put those people on stage together and everybody can communicate together. And I thought it was beautiful, but I got like a DVD with it, and it was freaking amazing. But anyway, Bootsy Collins brings us around.
Bootsy. So again, if y'all are aware of any other, we've asked this very at the very beginning of us doing this podcast, when we had like 100 people that were following us. We said, hey, if y'all are aware of any music that's like people putting out new funk music, funk pop, any of that, let us know. We didn't get a lot of responses. We didn't get a lot of people that were watching us. So, but if there are artists out there that are doing it, let us know.
Yeah, because it's my favorite.
Especially if they have stuff on YouTube. Cool.
Anyway.
All right.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Corey.
Peace.